founder of the Direct Dating Summit and mentor to men who want to meet more women. Sasha Daygame.
How you doing, fuckers? Good. Beautiful. I want to start with a question. Please put your hand up if you believe in the non-aggression principle. And keep your hand up if you would teach this principle to your family, your loved ones, your brothers and sisters. Everyone, great. And keep your hand up if you believe this is a principle founded in love. Okay, if you put your hand down, then you're a fucking asshole. Good. So, I would like to begin our presentation. Here we go. Now, first thing I want to start off with is, those were my questions, a little quote by Mr. Wayne Dyer. I don't know if you know this guy, but he's amazing! Please go check him out if you haven't. We are not human beings in search of a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings immersed in a human experience. Who does that resonate true with? Anybody? Does anybody have a funny feeling that there's some truth to that? Okay, a bunch of you. I'm not angry if you didn't put your hand up. I've been doing a lot of digging, a lot of self-work, because I came to the planet really fucked up. And I've had moments of clarity. I ain't enlightened, but I've had moments of clarity. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of enlightened beings and texts and Vedic texts that go back and back and back. And there is one thing that they keep talking about, and it is the reality that we are all actually one consciousness. All of us are actually one. All this separation is an illusion. And you can ask any of the people here who have done large amounts of ayahuasca or San Pedro, they'll tell you the same thing. So this is a profound truth, a really, really profound truth. And the matrix reality we live in does not want us to be aware of this truth. It does everything in its power to distract us. Everything is a distraction from this truth. Money, the financial system, the big pharma, booze, alcohol, porn movies, normal movies, getting everybody sick. Everything is meant to just keep us running around like rats in a cage, to not have any time to stop for a moment and feel into what are we really? What is our true potential? Okay? I'll be ranting a lot about the Matrix. So, the biggest, nastiest thing about the Matrix is it's not that it's just separating us from ourselves, which we all see in this room. Everybody sees that. It's them, it's these people, Republicans, Muslims, Jews, people who use pronouns, just goes on forever. But the most brutal thing about the Matrix is it keeps us from connecting with ourselves. It makes us doubt ourselves, doubt our own worthiness. It makes us not love who we are. Anyone ever get that feeling that we're all missing something profound, that we all deserve to always feel that love, to feel complete just because we're human beings and we're here? Do you ever feel that we should just always have that love in our lives all the time? Who feels that we deserve that love? Okay, I would be worried if your hand wouldn't be up there. Okay, we do deserve it. So, the reason why we are suffering and damaged is because when we come to this planet and we go from the infinite, the all it is, pure consciousness, into this physical form, we become limited. We are damaged immediately, okay? And when you add up all the stuff that's going on, it's so much crap that's just killing us. The damage that we take as human beings is profound. Just the fact that we're still here and walking around and able to function is kind of a miracle. Okay, and I'm not just talking about, the system and the planet and all this kind of stuff that we're aware of. I'm talking about even just the damage that we take from our parents. We are so dependent on our parents that all of us are fucked up just from being born to two parents who are everything to us. You go back in time, this whole thing of like there are tribes out there where you would never be raised by your parents. There are still tribes in Africa where people are doing really amazing, and it is the tribe that takes care of the kids. The kids hang out with their grandparents. The elders teach the wisdom to the tribes because they're the ones that have the wisdom and the knowledge. When you're 18, 20, 22, you're a child. You know nothing. And yet you're supposed to raise, in this society of misinformation, a fear-based system, you're supposed to raise life. Are you kidding me? It is a miracle any of us have survived childhood, period. So first of all, give yourselves a fucking round of applause just for being here and being okay. You fucking made it. My primal therapy teacher, brilliant woman, Pooja Lep, something she explained to me on my primal therapy course, which was brutal and powerful and amazing, was that even if you have amazing parents that are beautiful people, and as a kid, you would look at your mother, let's say, if she's good, and you know she's good and you love her, but then if she does something that restricts your freedom, and as a child you want freedom, you know freedom is good, right? And so suddenly if your mother, who is good, restricts your freedom, well, she must be right because she's good. Therefore, you must be bad. Does that make sense? You must be wrong. And then you don't trust yourself. You don't love yourself because there's something wrong with you. And so there's such a power, profound work that a certain speaker at the event is talking about conscious parenting. It's so powerful. And so unless your parents were enlightened, you're fucked. Congratulations, we're all in it together. So, by the way, I think it's supposed to be on here to make it easy for me, but it's not. So, because we're all in pain, okay? We humans do everything we can to null that pain and to find love outside of us. Why are there so many people, mainly dudes, addicted to pornography? Why do so many of us smoke, drink, do shitty drugs, spend hours watching TV or the internet, or distracting ourselves from all this shit that keeps us from going within and really doing the work? Okay, because we were so desperate for a little bit of that love, a little bit of that joy, we'll turn to anything that can provide us with that joy. Okay? So we've got that pain. And instead of dealing with it and processing it and going inside and doing the work, right, we just look for shortcuts. And the planet is fucked because we're all looking for shortcuts and not actually going within. Pain can be a fantastic motivator. Some of the people that have done the most amazing things in the world did so because they were in pain. The people who are out there helping people deal with depression, it's because they were depressed and suicidal and they worked through it. And now they're out there trying to share that gift, right? The people who, it's always the case. People, anarchists who are speaking here, it's because they were in the system. Adam Kokesh, for example, he was in the system, in the fucking, he was in it, and then he woke up. Now he's like, fuck that shit. Let's wake everyone else up. That's how it works. So our pain can be our greatest driver for growth. And so many people are terrified of pain. Like, pain is just a message that you have work to do. That's all it is. Everything that happens to us, and this is a profound realization I had that totally changed my life. And it's so simple. And it's when you have pain, when things aren't going your way, you're like, oh, life sucks, life is hard. Man, that's just the universe, which is you, giving you the lessons you need to get your shit together. It's all you. Everything is you at the highest level. So when you stop looking at, oh, I'm unlucky, everybody hates me, oh my God, and you go, okay, there's something here for me. I need to wake up, I need to deal with something here. And you start seeing everything as a lesson. There is no bad. Nothing bad ever happens to anyone ever. It's all you. I know. It sounds kooky, but sleep on it. So pain, so that was my point. Yeah, pain drives us to do amazing things if we put in the work and we really look at it as a lesson rather than, crying, oh, God hates me. So, right. So, for the last 10 years of my life, my pain, having my poopy childhood and being abused and my parents dying and having just a brutal time as a kid, which I'll be talking about shortly, really drove me to find that love. And I spent so many years of my life doing stand-up comedy because I wanted that love. I wanted that love from the audience to laugh. So many years I spent going around and flirting with girls and trying to get a girlfriend because I wanted to have that connection. I wanted that love. And I dedicated my life to it, and I dedicated my life to helping other guys go out there and find that connection, to have that love in their lives. And this little video that we made sums it up pretty nicely. So if you could please play the creep video. that's this. Anybody here ever feel like a creep? Put up your hands. Weirdo, out of place. Yeah, guess what? We're all fucking creeps. We're all fucking weirdos. And we all want the same thing, to feel that love. So, I heard a couple of people laughing during the emotional part. I'm like, what's so funny, bro? It's not a comedy video, dog. I don't understand. What is it? Okay, so what do we do with all this? Okay. I want to give all of you here a tool. It's a very special tool. It's my favorite tool. Can anyone guess what it is? Laughter. You're a smart lady. My first love, stand-up comedy. I started doing it in '97, a long time ago. Did it for my whole life, and then until I got into self-development and went down that rabbit hole. And I had a lot to learn about myself and about the world, and I really I was more interested in waking up and dealing with my own shit than doing comedy. And after all of these years doing all this stuff and having a great time, I thought today at Anarchapulco would be the right day to introduce to the world comedy therapy. Are you guys ready for it? Yeah. Are you fucking ready for it? All right. Beautiful. So, I would ask for my lovely partner in crime, Isabelle, to come up on the stage. Round of applause for her. She's the pig. Yeah. Yeah. If I call her the pig, it's because we're pigs and we have our own pig world, so don't worry about it. How you doing, pig?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah. Doesn't work unless you.
I know.
She hasn't been on stage as much as me. So, great. So today, we thought we'd get into this now. The rules for comedy therapy, and this is an experiment, so, take it easy on us. They're pretty simple. Step one is to acknowledge that all human beings are damaged and have pain and have healing to do. So I want you guys just to sit there just for 10 seconds and just feel into that we're all in this together and that we're all, to some degree, fucked up.
You're not alone. We're all fucked up.
That's right. You were definitely not alone. I don't know why I looked at Luke just then. Sorry. This guy. Okay. Now, step two, real simple. We want you to think back to your childhood and pick one situation which damaged you, which emotionally fucked you up to some level. Just think back, and it doesn't have to be like super dark. What kind of reaction are we looking for when they're looking? Mike?
So when you're telling this story, you want the audience to have this kind of reaction. Just the face palm. Face palm is good enough.
Face palm, yeah. We're talking like bad parenting where you're just like, come on,
something
really?
That's super ridiculous, horrible, just funny and comedic.
Yeah. So everyone, just take 20 seconds. Just think back to your childhood, some moment where you were like, are you serious?
Your mom not picking you up from kindergarten or something.
Something messed up. 10 seconds. I see a couple people just wincing. Fuck. Great. Okay. Step three. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We want you to imagine this is a Saturday Night Live sketch. Okay? And I want you to see this situation with the perspective of an outsider. Imagine like you're sitting on TV and you're looking at that situation on the television, Saturday Night Live. Okay? And if this got some humor to it, if it was someone else's situation, what could be funny about it? And we want you guys to just think about what would be funny or ridiculous about this situation. Use your imagination, okay? What would just make it fucking funny and ridiculous? And just let that permeate your field for a moment situation.
You want to start with an example?
Yes. So, before we get into comedy therapy, I'm going to share a bit of mine. So, we did a little experiment a few weeks ago. We were at a friend's workshop, and we basically did this. And what I said to the audience, everyone in the audience ended up doing a bit of stand-up comedy. It was an amazing experience. We had Mormons coming up and telling
we love
jokes.
the Mormons.
Oh my God, the Mormons were so funny. Any Mormons in? Because that would be amazing. No? Okay, all right, just checking. And so what I told the audience was very simple, that comedy is simply truth. It's simply truth. The truth is funny. And I don't know if anybody here is a Richard Pryor fan. Anybody? Richard Pryor? Yeah. How funny is that guy? It's truth. The truth is painful, and it's so healing and powerful just to get it out there and talk about it. So I'm going to share a bit about me, about my childhood, and that's the damaged childhood I had is what, in a way, created me, made me who I am today. You're probably going to think I'm making some of this up, but I'm not. When I was a kid, first of all, I had a rageaholic mom. She just yelled and screamed a lot. She was carrying pain from her father dying when she was very young, and she never really processed it. So she would always be like chucking things at me. She would. Did anyone have parents that just threw shit at them? Like, did we have any people? Okay, yeah. The one advantage, there's a few, Luke as well, nice and heavy, great. The advantage there was that I got so good at dodging shit, I became dodgeball champion at school. Like, I was 10 years old playing against 12 years old, and they throw the ball at you, and they couldn't hit me with the ball. It was like doing Matrix moves. They couldn't hit me with the ball, but if you catch the ball, they go out. And I was so fast because I was so used to dodging, they'd chuck it at me, and I'd be like, "You're out, fucker." And they'd be like, "How do you keep doing that?" So that was one advantage. My mom was super cheap. Anyone have like cheapskate parents who would buy them fucking nothing? Anybody out there, please? Okay, a few of you, thank you. I come from Toronto, and I'm not proud of that or anything, but I am. And my mom went to the store called Byway, which was essentially Dollarland, and she bought these silver shoes that cost $5. I was already unpopular. My mother didn't tell me to bathe regularly or to brush my teeth. I bathed every 2 weeks because that seemed like a reasonable amount of time. I was the stinky kid with unbrushed teeth with silver shoes. You know, it was fucking brutal. Other kids would have like Nikes. They'd be like, "Hey, you like my Nikes?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're real nice." They'd be like, what kind of shoes do you have? I have fucking silver shoes, bro, from Byway. There's no...
Made in China.
Literally, my brand name shoe was made in China. That's my brand. There's no brand. It's just made in fucking China. It was brutal, and all I got was track pants. Like, kids would get leave. I had fucking track pants. I was like going to the gym every day at school with silver shoes. What is this? It was my life. And so she wouldn't buy me anything. I had a paper route from age like 5, just delivering papers, you know? And it was brutal, like Christmas tree. I had to get my own fucking presents at Christmas. I was Santa. I would go out and buy shit, then I would hide it and pretend I didn't know I put it there, and then I'd go down and get my fucking presents. That happened. Because I knew, they just told me, "There's no Santa, asshole. If you want shit, you're gonna have to get it yourself." And I went and got it. I was the only kid in my life that was actively trying to get kidnapped. I would hang around in front of my house, and dudes would walk by, and I'm just like, "Hey, bro, do you want a kid?" And they'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Come on, like, kidnap me." I'm like, you can do whatever you, I've got a really tight asshole. Please, just take me with you. I'll do anything. Fuck, my parents, I'm technically Jewish. I'm not making this up. I'm technically Jewish. My mother sent me to Christian camp. They wanted to fucking crucify me. It was brutal. Fuck, I still remember the day the priest found out I was Jewish. Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah, no, I looked up at him and I was like, "Hey, what's the skin on the end of your knob?" Too far? Too far. Fuck you guys. Fucking anarchists going, "No, that is too far, bro. That is too, shame on you." It was a shitty childhood. I'm glad I got into to the whole, the movement and meeting all you guys. I've become a bit of an entrepreneur. I had a great business idea last week. I told you this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a cleaning business, but I'm going to hire only multiracial employees. Yeah, I'm going to call it ethnic cleansing. I'm not sure they like it. Anyway, I'm creative, but it was a shitty childhood, and that's why I'm here today. Pig, do you want to share some of your? We bonded over child abuse. Literally, like, her parents are so fucking brutal. I'm just gonna stand over here. Just tell them. You tell them.
Okay, just to show you how retarded my parents are, and just to share some of the pain, because you are not alone. I had a shitty childhood, maybe not as shitty as his childhood, but the physical abuse wasn't actually that bad. What was worse was the emotional and psychological abuse. And I was so angry with my parents for such a long time, but what actually helped me deal with that anger was the realization that my parents are fucking retards. They're just idiots. And I could actually take this step 3, like step out of the situation, look at it, and realize, oh my God, they didn't hate me or anything. They're just retards. And that made it so much easier. Okay, so one story, for example, is I was 17. 17 is a difficult age, and you want to be cool. Anything else seems, yeah, you just want to be cool. And we went to a skiing vacation. And we didn't go to a skiing vacation for a little while, so I didn't have anything to wear. But they told me, oh, don't worry, your godmother in Switzerland, she has skiing outfits, you can borrow one of hers, no problem. Okay, that's fine. So when we got there, she had some skiing outfits for me, and it was actually a skiing onesie, which sucked with 17, and that was like in 2001, something like that. And not only was it a onesie, it was also a onesie from the 80s, which was even worse because the 80s weren't retro back then. It was just shitty 80s. And the way it looked like was from head to toe, it was neon with neon graphics on it, neon triangles, neon circles, and I had to go on the slope like looking like a fucking clown. The amount of embarrassment, I can't express that to you. The amount of looks I got from people like, what the fuck is she wearing? Jesus Christ. And they refused to buy me anything else. So yeah, that was bad. And another story from a skiing vacation was, I was 11 or 12 back then. I wish I had photos to show you guys, not only from the skiing outfit, but also from this story. So I was 11 or 12, and that's just the age when you still trust your parents, that they have your best interest in mind, that they want to do good things for you, right? So, and for anyone who hasn't been on a skiing vacation yet, you need to put on suntan lotion because the sun reflects off the snow, and then you might get a sunburn. What my father told me was, oh, you don't need suntan lotion. You just take a little bit of snow and shove it on your face every hour. That prevents you from getting a sunburn. And that's exactly what I did. I put on some snow on my face every hour. And then the next day, when I woke up, I couldn't see because my face was so swollen. I had a 2nd-degree sunburn. My eyes were swollen shut. They didn't take me to the doctor or anything. Instead, they had a family photo shoot and to preserve that moment for eternity. And well, here comes the plot twist. My mom and my sister were there too, but because my sister was my mom's favorite child, she put suntan lotion on my sister, but not on me. So yeah, that's pretty brutal. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Fucking retards, I know, right? Who does that? Why is my father telling me to put snow on my face? I can't understand it. So, but seeing it from that perspective as an outsider, this is fucking funny, right? And I guess everyone has stories like that where your parents just fuck up and it fucks you up later, but now I can just laugh about it.
Go on, tell them about the math professor.
Okay, so my parents are they're half German. My father's German. My mom is Korean, and that's probably one of the worst combinations out there. I mean, maybe the only, yeah, one of the few.
You should just take over a country.
Yeah. I mean, that's really bad. So we have the strictness and also like the control and everything. And so, of course, they wanted to make sure that their daughter is growing up, like studying a lot and learning and everything. And I was something like 6 or 7 years old, and it was the beginning of the 90s, and so the Game Boy was out there. And I wanted to have a Game Boy. But because a Game Boy is not really educational, they decided to give me a little professor. And in case you don't know what a little professor is, you might Google it later. It's a thing that looks like a Game Boy, but isn't a Game Boy, and you actually solve math problems. And if you solve enough math problems, you level up and you get harder math problems after that. So that's exactly what you need when you're 7 years old. Fucking retards.
Isabelle, the pig. Oh man, we could go on. We could go
for hours.
Fuck, for hours. So, are you guys seeing where this is going? Okay, so we would like all of you to take a couple of minutes and find one brutally hilarious story of parental incompetence, retardedness, something where they just had no idea what they're doing because they're fucking damaged like everyone else. And you're gonna pick one that would be funny as a sketch, and you're gonna just feel into it. Everyone's got one where you know it's retarded, and you've always known it's retarded, and you probably don't talk about it, but guess what? Talking about it is healing it. And you can have profound experiences sharing those type of things. So everybody, we're going to give you guys 2 minutes just to sit down. Probably you don't even need that long.
Take out your phones, write some notes in there or something.
Take your phones out and find one really good example from your own life, and then just pick 3 points from it that are ridiculous, that are funny. 3 things about this one story that potentially are hilarious and absurd. Everyone's got one. So we're going to have a 2-minute, I don't know if we can make a clock, but we're going to have 2 minutes. And everybody come up with a story from your life that's a bit painful. And then we're going to play comedy therapy. It's going to be fun. We should have put on the music. There's no. You want us to keep going? You like the music? Ready? We can go it again.
You couldn't do it with meow?
Oh sure. Ready?
Meow 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 meow.
That was the cat. Chickens is tough because it's like no, that's too tough. That would just be awkward. I mean, you could do it, but you're the singer in the group, so you know. Oh, you're getting the wings in too? That's quite good. Yeah, and you're skinny. You got the chicken wings. That's pretty good. I see a couple of people really focused on it too. Like they're just like, fuck. They're like, fuck. I can't believe I'm writing this down. I never wanted to think about this again. Why is he making us do this? Yeah. I used to get Ben Affleck all the time. It was really funny. And this other. Yeah, no, all the time. It was really funny. And there's another guy who hosts a show on TV, and I used to get him all the time too, but I forget his name. He's also from LA.
You're referring to Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy
but
Fallon.
I don't see it.
No, but when I was doing comedy in LA in 2001, everybody thought I was Jimmy Fallon. I'd be hanging out in comedy clubs. They're like, "Hey, Jimmy, you want to go on right now?" And I'm like, "I probably shouldn't."
Sure.
But yeah, true story. Okay, so can we get a show of hands if you have your story and you have a couple of ideas that make it hilarious? Let's get a show of hands. Who's ready? Who's got some? Okay, a few people working for it. Okay, so here's a general question for you guys. And I'm really, really curious. Can I get a show of hands if you're pretty sure your parents were fucked up and you were child abused in some way? Neglect, retardedness. Now, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. This is a lot of people. This is awesome. This is really awesome. Again, what blows me away is there's people who are like, nope, I'm totally awesome. Now, keep your hands up if some of the stories of, just fucked up, neglect, whatever, you recognize they're kind of funny. Like, your parents are kind of retarded. Like, keep your hands up. Quite a bit, okay. And then keep your hands up if you realize the stories you have are so fucking ridiculous, people may not even believe they're true because they're that fucking retarded. Keep your hands up if they're that fucking retarded, okay? So we got, okay, so you, and you, and you. That's right, you're coming up. We're playing comedy therapy, let's go. 1, 2, 3, get your asses up here. All right.
I was really hoping for some Mormons.
Yeah, I know. Mormons
so
are the best. They're the best. They get special underwear, guys, when they graduate. It's amazing. Do you know about that? One guy's like waving. Okay. Yeah. Oh, if you're ready, great. Well,
Please.
You're an ex-Mormon?
Yep, please.
So you got to come up next round, please. Okay, beautiful. So here we go. Coming up, guys. We got a couple of mics. Beautiful. So here are the rules.
No, really, you can go.
No, come on. No,
Okay.
just everyone come in.
Yeah.
We're all... Don't panic. Don't panic.
Yeah.
So let's get to know our contestants here. Number 1.
Hello, I'm Avi Esther.
She's a wonderful lady. Number 2.
Hi, I'm Paul Hackett.
And number 3.
I'm Linus Soderberg.
Beautiful.
Round of applause.
Yes, here they are. They're our contestants, guys. They're our contestants. So, tell them the rules, Peg. They're real simple.
Okay. You don't have to be funny as long as the story leads to a result like this. Then you're really good. So no comedy pressure or anything, just a nice fucked up story with a lot of ridiculousness in it.
And guess what, guys? The winner of this competition is going to get 2 tickets to my dating event on March 2nd, and that's $600 worth of tickets. So, yeah, so a little motivation for you guys to come up, you know, if you want. Okay, contestant number 1, you've got 2 minutes, so keep it relatively short. Tell the truth. It doesn't really matter. We might as well start with you.
Oh, joy. Well, I'm not Mormon. I grew up Jewish, so that's equally funny.
That's going to be bad.
Yeah. I think I have to describe my mom first. So I'm taller than my mom. I'm 4'11". My mom is 4'10". And she's a bit of a heavier set woman, and she likes to dye her hair sort of bright auburn red. And like Cartman's mom?
No.
Kyle's mom.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle's mom is a big fat. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Like this, like sort of bright auburn red, and she likes to wear it in pigtails, braided pigtails, with a beret. She really likes berets, and like 70s style aviator sunglasses and regular reading glasses. And if that's not enough, she walks with a cane, and because she has this thing called multiple chemical sensitivity, she walks with a gas mask. And to make it prettier, she chose the color bright pink. So she walks around with a cane that has floral patterns on it and a bright pink gas mask with braided auburn, like bright, like neon auburn colored hair, a beret, and then her favorite attire is a boiler suit. So now that we've painted a picture of my mother, who is a lovely woman, very, very intelligent, you have to understand that with multiple chemical sensitivity, she would go into strong emotional responses anytime anybody smokes cigarettes. And in the United States and in Virginia, where there's 3 tobacco plantations, a lot of people smoke cigarettes. So when I would go out with my mom, anytime somebody was smoking a cigarette near a door, she would start screaming at them through her gas mask, leaning on her cane, to get the fuck out of the door. Oh. So that's just one story about my mom.
Nice. Contestant number 1, Avi. All right. Take it away.
I was expecting her to do it like a Star Wars reference. Luke, I'm your father. Hi, everybody. I grew up in the 60s. And for those of you who are geezers like me, you may recall that, that one of the most important parenting skills was physical abuse, right? Whatever happened, right? To compound matters, I'm a Catholic school survivor. So, yeah, half the time I wasn't even aware why I was getting beaten. It was just, you know, all right, go ahead, you know. and the funny part of this was you couldn't go home and tell your parents because you get a second beating. Why'd you get the nun all pissed off? Right? So the funny part of this is, like, I after some thought, I'm thinking to myself, Jesus, this is like the bakery. You take a number. 63, who's 63? Let's go. I got a lot of beatings here.
All right, beautiful.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. So I was like, well, okay. First, my parents got divorced when I was 4. And then my dad got together with another woman, and she had 3 children of her own. And her son was like 3 years younger than me. And I was maybe 12 or something, and I was standing outside of our house, and my dad and his mother had decided that we should play together, although I didn't want to. So I was like standing with my back to him and like, oh, fuck, this sucks. And I could feel something warm on my leg. I was like, what the fuck is that? And this guy's taking a piss on my leg. And he's got this grin on his face. I'm like, really? What the fuck? So I go straight inside to my dad and his this woman, and they're just watching TV, and I'm like, he just peed on my leg for no reason. And their reaction is like, well, did you stand in the way? Like, this must have been your fault, so.
Oh my God!
Nice. All right. So this round, this guy's leading right now based on laughs. Okay. All right, you get off. He's leading. We got time for another round. Put your hand up if you're ready for comedy therapy, and you know you've got pain to share. Come on, guys. This is it. Who's ready? There's one. Be bold. There's two. We got one more. Yeah, okay, there it is. There's a guy in the back. Yeah, you put your hand up before.
Round of applause.
Yes, round of applause for our contestants. All right. Tell them your name and give us your pain.
I'm Peter. I'm from the Netherlands. And I remember that with my family we once went to France on a holiday. And we were in a little village, and I was about 7 or something. And my mother wanted me to drink some pasteurized milk, and I didn't like that milk. So I refused to drink it. And I remember that they tried to convince me to drink that milk, and I kept refusing. And then they all got into the car and drove off, pretending to leave their 7-year-old kid in a village in France where he didn't speak any French. And I remember at the time thinking, yeah, not so much, I was thinking that it's really weird that they think that I would believe that they would go home and say, well, where's Peter? Where's Peter? Well, we left him in a village in France because he didn't want to drink his pasteurized milk.
Nice. Quick announcement.
All right, well, thank you. Well, now we want to make sure that we honor those of you that have some commitments. We're at our time that we've scheduled to end. However, here's what I'm going to do, make a command decision. We will officially end, and all those of you that need to leave at this point for previous commitments are welcome to. And I think, Sasha, all right if we continue? For those that want to. So if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay as long as necessary. How's that sound for like an idea? There we go.
All right. Where are you going, dog? We're playing comedy therapy.
Come on back.
Yeah, that was nice. Leaving your
Well,
kid.
there you go.
All
right. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Give him the love. All right. Tell him your name. Tell him your pain.
My name is Jeff. I felt like you called me up and then you just totally rejected me by...
Oh, because there was another person in your line of sight. Cool. Go for it.
So, I did grow up Mormon.
Oh, we got a Mormon, everybody! They're the best!
And I'm not wearing the secret underwear, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
So, I cannot believe I just got on stage and showed everybody my underwear. Anyway. So, my mom had this thing about, well, all Mormons have this thing about sex. I remember one year for Christmas, I asked for a calendar that was a car calendar, but they had girls in bikinis on the in the calendar. I like cars and I like girls. I don't know who doesn't. And my mom thought that was pornography. She told my fucking brother that I was addicted to pornography. This started this whole intervention with the church and the bishop, and I went into the bishop's office and he was asking me if I masturbate and if I lay in bed too long or whatever else. It was just absolutely humiliating. And when I looked at my bishop, and I still see him in these eyes, I just see this old pervert that just wants to have information that really doesn't belong to him. So yeah, that's my story. Thanks.
Awesome. Very good. He's definitely in the finalists. We had another person who ran away. Where was our next contestant? There he is. Beautiful. Anyone else who has the balls and wants to share their pain, hey, this is a space of love, folks. So please, come on up. This is amazing. I don't want it to end after this guy. Go ahead. Name and pain, baby.
This one is a little bit hard to believe. I was about
closer.
6 years old, I think first grade, and the school had a book writing competition, and I was horribly intimidated by the concept, and also I didn't want to be, at 6, I didn't want to be a writer, I want to be a scientist, I don't want to write books, and then it's the whole thing, you have to illustrate it. And so I think I was still INTJ back then, so I said, all right, well, let me just find some storybook, and I'll just copy that and hand it in, I don't have to worry about this. And so that's what I did. I found a Grimm's fairy tale, and I copied it, and my mother, she wasn't really upset that I did this, but she said, well, at least change it a little. And I was like, no, I don't. So I didn't want to do that, so she did. So she did the illustrations, and she made some changes, and then it's turned in, and it's like, all right, well, at least that's done. And then at the end, when it's all finished, there was the ceremony for it, and I won the competition. And so I got pulled up onto the stage, and they gave me a check to the bookstore, and I felt so horrible and ashamed, and so anyway, that was my story.
Awesome, really good. Mormons are always the best. All right, so do we have any other brave souls that would like to be part of Comedy Therapy, world's first presentation? Everyone's got the pain. We're all human beings. There's a couple hundred people in the room, but only 6 of you have pain. I don't believe.
We laugh through it together.
That's right. We're giving you the love. We'll even give you hugs when you come up here if you want. It looks like we have a brave man coming up. Yes, we do. Give him a round of applause. Here he comes. All right. It is Mr. Robert. Give him your pain.
Hi, everybody. I've had a lot of time to work on this one, so I've worked through it. I'm good. But and it's actually, compared to a lot of people, this is really not that bad. But it's a good story. It's a good story. So I grew up very conservative Christian. My grandfather on my dad's side was a minister of the First Alliance Church in Mansfield, Ohio, and it's the Christian Missionary Alliance is the denomination. For those of you how many people here come from like Protestant sort of background? Okay, all right, I have some friends. So my dad, of course, reads the Bible and knows it, and he was actually a minister as well before I was born. So one day I was about 17. I woke up in the middle of the night with a searing pain in the right side of my abdomen, and it kind of felt like I was being stabbed, like every couple minutes. And, maybe special pleading, but I wasn't used to that, so I went downstairs, woke my parents up, told them I was in really bad pain. And I think I will say that I'm pretty sure I'm not like a terrible whiner, right? So sometimes you might have a child who seems to complain a lot about pain, so the parents will sort of be like, whatever. I wasn't that kind of kid. So anyway, I tell them I'm in pain. They said, well, just try to go back to sleep. Went back to sleep, couldn't really sleep that night, came down to the couch in the morning, was laying there, and I said, I really think I should go to the hospital. I've never felt like this before. I really feel bad. And so my parents were planning a trip to see my oldest brother, Matt, in Indiana. And so I guess my dad just, again, thought it was special pleading or something. So he brings me a glass of wine, and he says, have some wine for your stomach's sake. It's in the Bible. You're going to be fine. Your mom and I, we're going to go to Indiana, and we'll be back in 2 days. You're going to be fine. So, yes. So they leave. And you know, the way I was raised, like, you really just don't talk back to your dad, essentially, is the attitude. So you don't question. It's just sort of like, he knows what he's doing, you know. So I didn't complain. So they leave. My little brother calls his friend up, and his friend's older sister just happens to pick up the phone. It's, you know, basically a miracle that I'm not dead. And so this older girl, I think she was like 17 at the time, 18. No, she was 2 years older. She was 19. Sorry. So anyway, she picks up the phone and she says, it sounds like you might have appendicitis, or it sounds like Robert might have appendicitis. So she came, picked me up, took me to the hospital. About an hour after I got to the hospital, the pain stopped because it had ruptured. And apparently the way it goes is if it ruptures and your body is being pumped full of all sorts of literal shit, you die. You eventually die. And so it's very likely that if that phone call hadn't happened, like, I don't know if I believe in God in like the religious sense, but maybe there is something out there that's looking after me, because yeah, I should be dead. Like, statistically speaking, what are the odds that you just happen to, you know, talk to some girl who thinks about this issue, takes you to the hospital? It's crazy. And I have to say, I'm not glad that it happened, but in a weird way, I kind of was. And I guess when I was on those really strong opioids, I felt like I talked to God.
Nice. That's fucked up.
So, all right.
You got a hug.
So don't do drugs like those, but, you know.
That's awesome. That's brutal. That's brutal. Ow. But like, there's a line between, you know, funny, fucked up of you, and just actual, you could die. Yeah. And I think he crossed that line. That's cool. All right. Do we have another brave soul? Oh yes! Give it up for this guy who just happens to be working here. Who's an amazing guy. Go ahead. Name and pain.
My name is David Rodriguez, and I was also raised Christian. And I was 10 years old, and it was very traumatic at the moment, but now I laugh at it. So my parents were very concerned with me being a responsible young man. So we had chores, right? 1 week, my brother would do the kitchen, and I would do the bathroom. And I was slacking one particular week, and I was running out of the house in the morning, like 8 o'clock, and my mom's like, you gotta clean the bathroom before you go to soccer practice, right? I'm like, yeah. You know, I was like in the 4th grade. I came back after school, grabbed my cleats, ran right to soccer practice, and I consciously knew I did not clean the bathroom. Not a problem. Then about halfway through soccer practice, my buddy's like, dude, is that your mom's car coming? I'm like, that's my mom's car. My heart just sank. And then she parks her van over there. I see her go up and talk to the coach. And the coach, hey, David, come over here. He says, your mom says you have to go home and clean your bathroom. I'm like, oh, practice is almost over. It's like, sorry, man, you got to go. So I left practice, went home, cleaned the bathroom, and then, of course, my cool energy just kind of went down at that point. But then I appreciate it. So anyways, I forgive you, Mother. I love you. And she didn't ruin my reputation after all.
That's beautiful.
I just felt terrible at the moment.
That's awesome. You got a hug too. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That's great. Oh, man. Yeah, that's an awkward moment. Nathan, I know you want to share one. Okay. But who wants to hear Nathan tell some pain? Huh? Who wants to hear Nathan in some pain?
First off, I can't tell painful stories about my childhood and my fucked up parents because my mom's here, dude.
Oh. Yeah, tell it even more. From a place of love.
No, it's I don't have any good stories like that.
Okay.
I needed to interrupt for a second. Those who are going to the women's circle tonight, I want to let you know where it is. It's in the Tower 4 of the hotel on the 8th floor. There's a little restaurant and club place called Club 89, and Dana's like cleared it out and gotten everything ready for you guys. So if you're going to that, I just want to let you know that's where it is, and remember that's at 8 o'clock.
Pain story, dog.
I don't have a painful childhood, dude.
I don't believe it.
My mom lives with me here in Mexico, man.
That's painful. That's a painful through adulthood. I mean,
Lisa already left. She's got some painful stories about
really?
childhood. Yeah.
Okay, we're missing out. All right, well, last chance before we find our winner. If someone has the balls, yeah, woo! Get her up here. I think this is going to be it. All right, darling. Name and pain, please.
Hello, my name is Victoria, and I'm a recovering Mormon. I ditched the magic underwear years ago. This isn't a story about being Mormon. It's not a Mormon story, but my parents are, so it relates. I was out with some friends. We were out pretty late. We were drinking, and we got into a scary situation with this creepy guy. I'm not going to tell that story. End up coming home around 4 o'clock, and my parents were standing at the top of the stairs waiting for me. I was visibly freaked out. I was totally crying, and they just stood there stone stiff. And I explained to them that my friend and I got into a scary situation, and we seriously think we just escaped a serial killer. Still standing there stone stiff, they said, well, you're probably hanging out with the wrong people, and you're definitely staying out too late. That's it. Oh.
That's bad. That's bad. What is she saying? Parents. They're great. Anyone else feel the call? Okay, get on up here. Name and pain, brother. That's on the love. It takes balls.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike. My dad has kind of always fucked with me since I was a kid. He's one of those people that loves to see the reactions. Does fucked up things just to see your face. And from throwing jellyfish on me, they have like 6 feet long tentacles, to throwing me or riding on the back of a jet ski with him when I was young and going so fast that I fly off in the middle of the ocean in Hawaii, and he's driving circles around me as I'm in the middle of the ocean, scared shitless. We went camping when we were kids for one of my first times because he was a real estate agent, so we didn't go camping much. And we're pretty creeped out. He made up this whole story that first of all, we went there in the daytime to check out this one bridge and really creepy woody place, and he was like, man, wouldn't it be so scary if people came out of here at nighttime and scared the shit out of us? And I was like, yeah, of course, that'd be really scary. And he makes up this whole story at 10 o'clock at night that our dog ran away, so we had to go on a search to go look for our dog. And it's me and my brother and my stepbrother, and we eventually end up at that bridge, at that scary place, and he hired 2 people to come run out of the woods, and I'm 8 years old, and he to hire these people to run out of the woods and scare the shit out of us, so we're with knives as we're as we're running up the hill in fear of our life, and then I hear just them laughing their asses off, and yeah, so that was my pops.
Oh, dude. Dude, you're definitely in the finals, dude. Stick around. Wow. That's awesome. That's so fucking awesome. You may not be able to top that, but if someone runs up here right now and wants to do a little healing, the power of comedy. One more. Huh? Yeah. All right, this is our last contestant. Give it up for him. Name and pain. Tell them.
Hello, I'm Jason.
Mike.
This one? Really? Wow. I had pretty good parents, but in this one instance, my mom will perpetually always be late for things. And so when I was freshman year of high school, I decided I finished band practice, and I was like, oh, okay. So my mom usually takes a lot of extra time. Let me call her earlier, finish, and then we'll get going. And so I did that, and she ended up having to wait. I'm like, funny. Like, see how it is now. And so she comes over, and she's like, well, why weren't you ready? You called me. I'm like, well, you're always late. And she happens to be with her boyfriend, or currently ex-boyfriend. And I don't like this guy. And he was kind of like the bad part of the situation. And the ride back home is not that far, but in that 5-minute drive, I couldn't remember why, but I ended up saying "fuck you" to the stepbrother, or whatever. What is? And my mom didn't do anything about it. Like I was butting heads with him, and she was just pretty much quiet. And so I'm like, okay. And so as soon as I got home, walked out, went into the woods, and I ended up calling up my friend, and luckily he was there, and he took me out to the parking lot, and he was actually able to drive. And so me and him, like, he let me drive his car that night. So, and then when I got home, my mom, like, she didn't really talk about anything about that or anything, but yeah, that kind of sucked. But I got to say "fuck you" to her boyfriend, which was kind of cool.
All right. Nice. Mr. Jason. All right, so it's time to find a winner, and you guys decide who our winner is. So can we get, if you think you made it to the finals, then get your ass up on stage to claim your prize. Mormon guy, definitely. Piss guy, yes. Definitely piss guy. Knife guy, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me, dude? Knife guy shouldn't have even left the stage. He should have just stood there at the corner going, come on, fucker. Hurry this shit up. I want my tickets. But anyone who thinks they're in it, and you guys are the judges. So we're missing the guy in the red shirt. Mormon guy? Did he leave? Well, it's Jeff. Where's Jeff at? Okay. Well, he forfeits. He was good. All right. So it looks like we've got 2 finalists. 2 finalists. I'm going to hold the mic over your head, and the audience, by their applause, will decide the winner. The most retarded, painful story shall, for once, win you a prize. Ain't that something? That's good.
Thanks for naming me Pissman.
He just said, thanks for naming me Pissman, by the way. Like, just call him Pissman for the rest of the day. Hey, Piss guy, what's up? Let me smell your leg. Do you need a towel? It's good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But listen, we all have this awkward thing about piss. I drank my own piss for a month, and it felt amazing. And it's extremely healing, and Egyptian kings used to drink their own piss. That's a fact. They weren't doing it because it was bad for them. Just saying. All right, guys, so contestant numero 1. Okay. Strong, very strong. Number 2. Oh man, that's, I don't know, guys. That was really close. We'll have to do it again. All right, we got a winner! Knife guy! Scared to death, running up a hill for his life at age 8 guy wins. Now, serious question for you. How do you, first of all, how does it feel being a winner?
You know, feels great.
And in all seriousness, how did you feel when you shared the story and the audience really felt you and they laughed? Was there an effect on you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to be vulnerable and to express that and help other people. Like you said, I appreciate what you're doing up here, and comedy is a beautiful way to heal that.
I love this guy. Round of applause for our winner. Beautiful. So come talk to me and I'll hook you up. You can get out of here. And how about you? You're our runner-up.
Yep.
That's not bad. How did you feel sharing your story?
I was a bit nervous, but it was good. It was fun.
Did you feel love from the audience?
Yeah, I did.
Did you feel that there was some healing?
Yeah.
Beautiful. You know what? I'm going to get you a prize anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So give it up for all our contestants who are here, who had the balls to come up. You all did very well. It takes bravery. And can I get some love for the pig over here? She did great. Huh? All right, get out of here. All right. Cool. So I will just wrap it up with just one thing I really wanted to share. But fundamentally, the message here was that we human beings, we suppress so much. We suppress so much. If it's painful or it's uncomfortable, it's awkward, what do? We lock it up. We're trained to lock it up, okay? Men especially, hey, be a man. Suck it up, bro. Don't cry. Don't be a bitch. Same thing for women, you know. We're not as much, but we're really taught to not to share our emotions, not to share our pain. And when we hold that in, it kills us, literally. And science is showing us today that cancer, multiple sclerosis, so many of these diseases, they're not genetic mutations. Yes, there's some toxins in the environment. There's a lot of stuff that's happening, but pent-up anger and rage and self-hate, not having that self-love, that turns into disease. No shit. So by letting go, by venting, by sharing, by having these human connections, by laughing at ourselves, realizing we're all fucked up and we're all in it together, right? By taking it easy on ourselves. That is healing. Okay, and that was my idea for comedy therapy. If we could just get up here and share our shit and just realize we're all just human beings and we're all on this journey together, and to bring us together in that recognition that we're all damaged beings, infinite beings in these human bodies. So I asked you at the beginning of this presentation if you guys supported the non-aggression principle, and I want you to know that non-aggression starts with yourselves. Thank you.
Right.
Just a quick thing I just didn't mention. I started I won't use this one. I started a podcast about my spiritual journey and just sharing about me and waking up and realizing what's going on, sharing the nature of this reality. So if you're into that, do check it out. It's the Woke as Fuck podcast. And I'm interviewing quite a few people from here, and it's amazing stuff. So woke.as is where it's at. If you happen to be in Europe, you can come to the Infinite Man Summit. It's an event for men where we basically help you kick ass and live the life of your dreams. And yeah, and if anyone's around March 2nd, I'd love to see you at Anarchy and Dating. We're essentially going to be dealing with our pain, our shit, going deep, sharing with each other, and just working on that self-love so we can really accept ourselves, love ourselves, and connect with each other on a much more profound level so that we can go out there and attract partners and have more profound, deep, honest relationships with each other. So thank you so much. You're all wonderful. Thanks for participating in comedy therapy. Thank you.
Sasha Daygame. Thank you, sir.
In a world where Antifa riots in the city streets, cops rage out of control, and the leader of the free world is a fat-ass casino owner, one event stands alone to make anarchy great again.
I actually love humanity. That is why I'm an anarchist.
Backwards in the building like we the ceiling, we illin'. No matter who find it appealing, I'm here and I got a feeling that we'll be dealing a lot of pain with a penicillin get drilled in your head. That we are monsters and yeah, we come from the slums and for months we've been pumped, but for once I am now comfortable. I want to grow, I want some more success, and I want to know that greatness can't be rushed, can't be less, so face the fuss. Feel free to hate on us, we lace them up. Dudes, we done paid them up. Keep snakes away from us and safe from us, you might wanna be. Remember when clowns used to make fun of me and now they wanna be me? See me and they run at me, I'm gonna be the greatest, yeah I wanna be, but I am not the one to be the fakest for the sake of being played. I'm here like I never left, set to hell. Nah, cause I can't just fail, so just prepare your ears, it'll get for real. Okay, from here, we will never take the sale, it's grind time. My mind and my thoughts, my highs and my faults, my wins and my loss. When will I fall off? It's a test for me. You are now listening to Veracity. Yeah.
Fuck the media, fuck the banks, fuck drone strikes, fuck tanks, fuck hunger, fuck war, fuck ignoring of the poor, fuck the left, fuck the right, fuck the government. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.